Hey, what's up, everybody? It is another Mystery Movie Monday, and we got lucky this time. We actually get a top billed movie, Gladiator 2. Very exciting because a lot of the movies that they've been showing for Mystery Movie Mondays have absolutely been, kind of sleepers, B movies, just lesser known movies. And a lot of them are cool, but they're not ones that we have really known about most of the time. We looked at what's coming out, and we go, maybe it's this one, maybe it's this one, but it doesn't end up being any of those. Also, I've been on convalescent leave for a couple weeks, so I got to grow this out. Shout out to JP, my barber. He cleaned me up today. I'm super happy about it. I haven't had this since like high school, so this is pretty awesome. Okay, moving on to the movie. Enough. I'm sorry, okay? All right, so Gladiator 2 stars Connie Nielsen, who is the daughter from the first Gladiator movie, Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, of course, and Pedro Pascal. Paul Mescal and Pedro Pascal. Not the same person, very similar sounding names, but they're not the same. So, to catch you up on everything from the last movie, Maximus and Commodus fought in the arena and killed each other. They both died. Obviously, Commodus's father, Aurelius, he was he passed away and was supposed to hand down the empire to Maximus, and of course that went tits up, right? Sorry for my language. All right, so since that happened, Commodus and Maximus passed away. There was no heir to the throne at the time aside from Lucius, the son, the young man with the blonde hair. Then Maximus takes a liking to, and he talks about his horses on his chest in the movies. But he's in the prison, he's behind bars. He almost adopts him. So now you have Lucius. Lucius is actually our main star, Paul Mescal, in this movie. He's grown up. He is, from what the math they do, is about 28 years old. And Rome takes over the city that he had moved to. There's a lot of exposition, thankfully, throughout the movie. In the very beginning, in the somewhat beginning, and then later on, they catch you up on things so that you're not missing out on all the details. So they give you a lot of exposition. I don't want to give away too much. Not that it's a huge twist or anything, but it does help make the story, it gives it more quality. But point being, and they tell you this from the beginning, that since there was no direct heir to the throne, these twins took over as emperors together as a team. So I think it was the first time that you had two emperors ruling at the same time. And Gaeta, I think is how you say his name, is actually, I had to look it up. I'm watching the movie. I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere, and it's Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things 4. He plays, I can't think of the character's name now, but he plays the dude with he has the t-shirts for the club, and he's got the jean jacket. Probably, honestly, one of the coolest characters in that season, in that entire series. Anyways, sorry, back to the movie. So now Lucius is grown up. He is captured, just as his father was, and turned into a gladiator. And of course, he is a badass gladiator who's just a great fighter with a lot of passion. And then it goes into the story of how Denzel Washington relates to that and takes him under his wing, kind of. There's a lot of fighting, and I'm gonna skip forward a little bit here and go ahead and give kind of my opinion on it. I'm gonna say that it is a different story told a different way. Okay, it's very important to know going into it. So when you go into this movie, realize that even though it is the same director, it is told in a very different way, and so don't expect a Russell Crowe Gladiator like movie. The camera angles are different, the slow-mos are different, the dramatic scenes are different. They just tell it completely differently, and there's a lot of characters in here too. One thing they do that I think that makes it a lot different is I think they actually hit a lot closer to home when it comes to Rome and how things were and just how people behaved within between each other. And you'll see that when you go and watch it. You'll be like, Denzel Washington does, he acts in a way you're like, oh, okay, all right, that's a little. It's not necessarily Denzel, but it's really good storytelling for the city that he's in. Hence the phrase "when in Rome," right? And for those of you who are close friends with Ron Burgundy, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But a lot of you do know what that phrase means, and I'm glad. So it's a pretty good movie. I'll say the ending. The ending was anticlimactic. We'll say that. Sorry, the very ending. Obviously, there's a resolution to the climax. They tell a full story, and it was really bittersweet because a lot of points in the movie you're like, okay, this is going really well, and this is action packed, and they really keep me on the edge of my seat. And other times you're just like, this person is really a bad actor or really weird, and I don't know if I'm on board with this particular person and how they're behaving. So as you can see in the trailers, they do a great job at really reliving Rome. They fill the Colosseum with water so they can have sea battles, right? They have ships with oars and everything. So they really try to, I feel like the way Rome was really told, they hit that hard. I think that might have been a detractor to the quality of the movie. I think since they focused on that, they focused on men wearing blush and a lot of other things. Not that that's a bad thing. Okay, so I'm not saying, I want to make that very clear. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because a lot of things, I feel like there was more historical accuracy. That's what I'm trying to say. But I feel like because they spent time on that, maybe it detracted from the storyline. That's all. And maybe I'm wrong. You guys go see it and tell me what you think. I'm not gonna give it that much. I don't want to be too critical, but I'm gonna give it like 3 out of 5 clown shoes. Okay, back to John's rating system. My buddy Johnny told me to rate it with just random shit. So yeah, I give it 3 out of 5 clown shoes. Not that it was a clown shoe movie. Just that's what we're going off of. Stars, thumbs up, whatever you want to call it. But I give it 3 out of 5. I'm not going to give it 5 out of 5. I feel like it was just a lot of things were awkwardly placed. But your main character, he's a badass. They did a great job, and he's stone cold. Like later in the movie, he does some stuff that you didn't really expect. And you're like, oh, well, he's really empathetic here, and merciful, if you will. And then he does some other shit that you're like, oh, he just, okay, cool. So I know this is a long video. I'm really sorry. It's 7.5 minutes long. Sorry for taking this so long, but Gladiator 2, again, Denzel, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, Paul Mescal, and Connie Nielsen. So you got some stars in there, and then you'll see some faces that are familiar, but they're not stars. Oh, and the dude from 300 who got kicked into the pit. This is Sparta, right? That guy, the guy who got kicked in, he actually has a small role in it as well. So he's cool, dude. Anyways, some solid acting for the most part throughout the movie. Other parts, you're just like, I just don't know if I buy it. I don't know if I buy it. But go see it. Check it out. Again, we got lucky. It doesn't come out until November 27th. All right, but we got to see it tonight, so I thought that was pretty awesome. We got to see a top build movie on Mystery Movie Monday. Great time. Tell me what you guys think. All right. Again, as always, I really feed off you guys' comments. I want to know if you liked it. I want to know if you hated it. I want to know if you were right in the middle. I want to know if you didn't see it because you were making out in the middle of the movie. That's cool too. Young guys, live your lives. Girls, guys, girls. All right, I've gone too far. I get it. Okay, go see the movie. Have fun. Keep your popcorn buttery. Keep that soda full, and let me know what you think. I want your feedback. Later, guys. Love you.